Hello guys, it's the Crypto Cowboy. It's Saturday morning here in Chicago on the 14th of March. Coming to you with another edition of Bitcoin Technical Analysis on YouTube. And lots of technical damage happened last week. Lots of technical damage. And, all our kind of bullish interpretation, a lot of them got thrown out of the window with the latest move that happened this past week. And we completely have to redraw some of these counts and some of these lines and see what's possible to align next for Bitcoin. And I have several interpretations, and we'll kind of go through them and see what's the most viable one, near term here and even for a longer term outlook. Okay, so let's start with my red count here. And on this one, I'm still holding on the bullish view, although I'm starting to be just slightly afraid. Afraid is probably the proper term, because if this fails out, then there'll be way more technical damage. And this needs to hold for Bitcoin to be bullish here, to continue to be bullish for a while. And if this fails, then we're looking at probably another year or two of bearishness and low outlook for the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so on the red count, we can go with this as being a complete 1 in this blue wave here. You have a 2, and I think this drop here, it's not not completely real, but we can still consider this a wave 2 through an ABC. And then you have a move up here in this third wave blue, you have a 4, and now you have a 5. And for this count to be alive, this wave 5 needs to be smaller than wave 3, and where that happens is 5v3 100%. Let's see, 100% is at 40,000. Okay, so we'll just kind of leave it at that right up there and see how that kind of looks in terms of the rest of the count here in a fifth wave in blue. And the only way that could happen, if this drop that we've had here recently, it's a second wave, and we still have to do a 3, a 4, and a 5 to stay below this 40,000 level for the fifth wave, which will probably reach a major top in Bitcoin, followed by a larger retracement. Okay, we are very close to invalidating this count. And I'm going to go down to a daily chart, and you can see that the invalidation comes in at these levels, which is 31.69. Now we've come as low as 39.80, so just a touch below $4,000. And we need to hold these levels. Okay, if we don't hold these levels, then we're looking, like I said, for more pain ahead for the next, possibly couple of years. The best interpretation on this one is that this was a wave 4, okay, which lines up with this wave 2 up here. They equal in time to 100%, and then so you have this ABC pullback, and now you're looking for this bullish move up, which was a wave 1, and then this is an ABC down. I'm decomposing this as an ABC. So if this was some kind of a wave A, which is very weird looking, so I don't have a clear impulsive move up here, short of counting it like a W, maybe a flat in X, followed by a Y, which even on the Y wave, I don't have a complete 3-wave structure, which tells me that we could go up here. If this is going to be a Y, we could still go up a little bit and then do some kind of a B and then drop down in C without taking down these lows at 31.69 and then go back up higher. All right, now the issue that I have with this count is that this wave 2 starts to be pretty large compared with the size of a wave 1. And I don't like this kind of disproportion when you have a second wave. Usually this means that wave 3 has to be pretty massive. But I will stay with this count until this count gets invalidated. All right, we have to give the market this benefit and say, okay, until you invalidate this, we have to respect you. Okay, so for me, I'm not even going to start looking on the bullish side until we start taking this 6,700 level, start to climb back above this, and then start to climb back above this 10,800. All right, and I would look for that to start developing into a 5-way structure. So if we start to go back up here, we would need to do a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, okay, to start to take this out. Then possible pullback here, and then we go back up higher in this third wave. All right, now if for any reason we're starting to get a very bullish move up here, and you're starting to see something like this, completely bullish, in a 5-way structure, then we will have a nice indication that this could be done, you know, and looking by this pullback and then go back up higher, 3, 4, and 5. But the market starts to get on its horse and it needs to be aggressive. If we're dragging here for a longer time, you know, as we're going something into down here, then I'm going to start to have my worries. All right, so this is on the red count. This is what I'm looking at. Now this sends me back to this yellow count, which is the possibility of having this as a triangle. Okay, and the way I'm looking at this is, okay, if this was a whole wave up in move 1, in wave 1, and then you have a 2, now you have a 3, a 4, and a 5, that's the only way I can have a triangle up here for a 4th wave. Because if it's not a 4, you know, it's got to be a B, and you know, there's nothing here to count it as an A wave, and it doesn't matter even on these longer time frames. The idea is that we're expecting a resumal higher. If it's a triangle of a lesser degree, if it's an A and then you have an A, B, C, D, and E, then we're still going to break lower. Okay, so let's give it the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, it might be a 4th wave. The issue that I have is the distance traveled compared with this wave 2. 2618 comes in November 2020. So again, towards the end of the year, we could still go in a sideways move, and it's pretty large compared with the wave 2. It's not, you know, technically invalid, but it's the only way I can come up with an interpretation that this is a triangle in relationship with the moves that we've had so far. So if I go to a 2-day chart, actually let me go back to a 1 week, you can see, and I've been posting this into our pro room and into the free room down on the Telegram channels as well. So you can go in an A, you have a 3-wave move, A, B, C. Then you have a B wave, which is quite impulsive here. So I'm not really happy with the way this looks, short of an A, B, C up here for a B. Then you have a 3-wave move down in the C lag. We pulled back just slightly below the 618 at about 44.40. So we flushed down to 3,900. But this level 618 is respected because we're above it right now. And so we would look up for a move up in this D wave towards 7,500, 7,000, then come back in this E wave, and then break up higher and start building the move up higher in a 5th wave, okay, maybe towards 40,000. And you would only get bullish on this count once you break above this, once you have this E wave complete. So you got to have a D and an E, and then you got to break above the D lag. And then you can start looking impulsively up. Until then, it could be, like I said, something else. It could be that this is just A, and then this is an A, B, C, D, and E, and then you break lower, okay, and you do a B wave. And then you go back up higher. All right, so this is another interpretation. Now, this wouldn't be necessarily a 4 anymore. I think this would be a 2. And this does take me to the primary analysis here, and I call it primary just because I didn't put any color on it, so it's not my primary interpretation. But this brings me to this count, which says that we've reached a major top in Bitcoin here in a wave 5 in December 2017 through a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we are in the middle of big correction into Bitcoin that can take us, like I said, maybe for the next 2-3 years. Short of having just a WXY that could complete here, and that would be maybe again towards the end of this year, where you would have a WX and then you would have a Y. And I'm going to go down to this weekly chart, and this is how it would look. Remember, I was looking in my previous interpretation for this wave X to be in 3 waves, and that would mean that this is an A, this is a B, and then we would make a new high here for a wave X into a C lag and then drop back down. So with the failure of this X wave, with the failure of this highs here at about 14,000, and with the move down, I have to put the wave X back here. Okay, and I have to go WX. This is some kind of a wave or some kind of a W, and we're coming back down here for the C leg towards 2200. And all I did is I just kind of lined up the channel through the top moves, and I connected it to the bottom move. And the expectation here is that we are going to continue lower in the C leg through either a wave 1 down, possible 2, 3, 4, and 5 to complete that. Okay, and even then we're not going to be out of the woods, because again, this could be just the first leg of the correction. This whole thing could be a whole W. You can do another X, and you can come back lower and continue to correct in Bitcoin. All right, so it's a little bit of a sad count for the bulls, but it's the market. It is what it is. So remember, you could have pullbacks that can come back as low as the fourth wave of a lesser degree, which is 260, if Bitcoin decides and if the market decides that this is the count and we're pulling, way lower. All right, but until then, we're going to stick with this. If this fails, then we're going to move to the next leg down. Now, in terms of opportunities, personally, I'm sitting on the sidelines in our room, in our pro room. We're just waiting for the market to find its footing, and then wait for the next opportunities. We might be able to do some short-term, maybe intraday trading, take care of some of the inside legs, but in any major move, we got to wait and see and to start to develop some solid patterns before we embark into any longer term positions or even swing term positions. Okay, let me take a look at this ETF. At Ethereum, and I'm going to go here and look at this a little bit as well. So I have, let me see if I have my correct counts kind of line up here. So I have this as a wave 1 now, in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And since Ethereum did quite a bit of technical damage here as well, I'm worried that we're going to continue to pull back lower here, maybe towards $50 in Ethereum, because of the nature of the move that we've had. So W, ABC, for W you have an X, and now you have another ABC. And this is just the beginning of the C leg down. We've broken below this, so you can go, this is a 1, and you have a 2, 3, 4, and 5, and same like in Bitcoin, you're looking to kind of take down this lows at $84 and have a completed C-way leg as part of the second of this whole move down. And then on this count, which I'm trying to stay a little bit bullish, again, like in Bitcoin, until we get invalidation here at 83.69, this could be a wave 1 up. You have a 2, you have a 3, a 4, and a 5. So nice, clear, impulsive move in 5 waves. If this is a wave 1, and this is already the wave 2, with the the difference is, in that count, this wave 2 is here, and this one we have it stretch out a little bit more. If this wave 2 is done, then this has got to be a 1, and this has got to be a 2. Again, quite a bit of disproportion between 2 and 1, and we're very close to invalidation here. So we got to move. If this was the flush in the wave 2, we got to start building a case. We got to break above this 280 and then continue to move up higher in Ethereum. All right, there is not even a point to go to the smaller time frames, because when you have technical damage that's like that, you got to step back and look at the longer charts and see what how everything kind of looks in relationship with what happened before. Okay, so let's kind of monitor this. I'm going to go to a 2-day chart here, but again, I wanted to see, I want to obviously see this level hold, and then start to see impulsive move to the upside, and no more no more moves down. Just kind of start to build in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe create a bottom, do a leading diagonal, pull back in 2, and then continue to switch the sentiment to the bullish side. But we will get more confirmation once we're above this 280 level. Until then, we're still vulnerable. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I hope this was a pretty informative outlook here for you guys. And if you like the content, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, come and visit us into the pro room or into the free room on the Telegram channel. And I'll see you guys next week, and let's see what happens. Thanks. Bye.